I'm going down to South Park, gonna have myself a time.
What's up, everybody? This is aeiouhd, and welcome to a video where I'm going to be reviewing South Park Season 1. Now, it's a bit of a different video that I haven't really made before, but hope you enjoy it. Anyways, my first point is, okay, so I'm going to break this video into several, different pieces of the video where I'm going to review different sections, and then I'll come to my final conclusion where I give it a 1 out of 10 rating. Anyways, first section is characters. The four main characters is Eric Cartman, Kyle Broflovsky, Stan Marsh, and Kenny McCormick. So, I would like to say that Cartman is very funny. He's a stupid, spoiled, fat kid who I love, and he's just so I don't know. There's just something about him, but I can't quite pinpoint what it is. Maybe I'll be able to pinpoint it in a future video or something. I don't know, but he's just so funny, and every single scene he's in, I just laugh to death. So, yeah, that's what I think of Eric Cartman. Kyle Broflovsky. So Kyle Broflovsky is the only Jewish kid in South Park. Also, South Park. Okay, well, I'll get into the setting a little bit later, but Kyle Broflovsky is the only Jewish kid in South Park. Cartman makes fun of Kyle for that, and they kind of semi-hate each other, but they still kind of hang out with each other because they have the same friends, so they just still kind of hang out with each other. Anyway, Stan Marsh, he's okay. Well, I guess he's one of the more normal characters in the show, but really none of these characters are normal, and they still go through crazy stuff and wacky adventures. So there isn't really a normal in this show. And last but not least, we have Kenny McCormick, and his role is that he's poor, and okay, that's his first role. He's poor. His second role is that he dies in every episode, at least as of season 1. I'm talking about season 1 here, so yeah, don't get confused. And third, his voice is muffled because his jacket is all over his mouth. I'm just gonna throw some videos of him, and here's him talking.
You can say that again.
Okay, so those are the four main characters, the four main boys. They're all in 3rd grade. I'd just like to mention that because they're very young. So yeah, they got a lot of childish essence in them. So there's a lot of adults in the show, so I'm about to get to those. First of all, Mr. Garrison, he is their teacher, and he is very rude, and he calls them retard, dumb, and stupid, and he's really funny. He's also balding on top, and he has a little hand puppet attached to his hand named Mr. Hat, I think. Yeah, Mr. Hat, and I think he's hilarious. So another character is Cartman's mom, Leanne Cartman. I believe that's her name, and she's super duper nice to Cartman. She gives him everything he wants. She speaks in this really she's very soft spoken. She doesn't raise her voice anywhere, and whenever her son wants something, she gets it pretty much. He's spoiled. Anyways, another character is Kyle's mom, who's played a couple of important roles. First of all, she likes to say what whenever she hears something she doesn't like, and she gets triggered, and then after that she decides to do something about it. An example is that when she started a protest against Terrence and Phillips to get it off the air, and then they started using martyrs by killing them, by slingshotting them at the building. That's hilarious. Another character, another not as big character when it comes to season 1, but still hilarious character, and they had already kind of figured out his character already from the start, is Mr. Mackey. He's a school counselor, and he talks like this, okay. He speaks really weird, okay. And he's hilarious, and I don't even know why, but he's just so funny. So those are some of the parents and some of the school faculty. Next, I'm going to talk about the settings. Mainly the setting is in South Park, Colorado. It's some mountain town in Colorado, some icy, snowy mountain town, even though the show takes place in the winter, so obviously it snows. But it's some icy mountain town in Colorado, and I mean, it's the population's only probably a couple thousand. So yeah, they picked like the most boring place to have all the most crazy events happen, which I thought was absolutely hilarious by Trey and Matt. Obviously, all the characters have their own houses. The school, the classroom is pretty cool. It's like green. There's a chalkboard, and then Mr. Garrison teaches the class. Well, barely. He barely teaches the class, kind of. Okay, now the third section. I just did the characters and then the setting. The third section, I'm gonna do the pros and the cons of the season. So pros, I think the pros are how fast paced the episodes are. The episodes are really fast paced. Another pro that I personally really like, and it looks really, I mean, it's not super duper aesthetically pleasing, but it's a pretty cool, and it's pretty cool when it comes to the animation. They use cutout animation for the show. Now I know that they only use cutout animation for the first episode, and then after that they did it digitally by copying each of the cutouts of the characters. So yeah, that even though they started animating it digitally, it still really looked like it was cutout animation actually. So I thought that looked really cool. I mean, sometimes I was like, I don't really like the way my eyes are responding to that thing and how they animated that, because it's cut out and it's so like rough around the edges. But overall, I thought it was pretty good. Cons. Now I know I said this was a pro, but the way how fast paced it goes, that can also be kind of weird, and I don't know. I mean, it's not a huge disadvantage, but it's just kind of weird. Another con is the voices are not the way they are in future seasons. Now I haven't really watched that much of the future seasons, but the same way I watched this one, because I literally bought the DVD for this one. But I know that the voices are very they haven't really fully fleshed out the voices yet, and also they didn't even digitally make the voices higher to resemble more of a third grader. They just kind of went in and made these weird high pitched kind of kiddie voices. So that was kind of a con. But I mean, still overall, I mean, it's not that big of a deal. It was still great. Now we have come to the conclusion of this episode, but before I finally give it a rating, I wanted to say my favorite episode, and I wanted to say my least favorite episode. So my least favorite episode would probably have to be Mr. Hanky the Christmas Poo. I mean, it's not a terrible episode of television, but it's not the type of thing that I would want to rewatch right now. There's a lot of other episodes I would love to rewatch right now, but Mr. Hanky the Christmas Poo is not one of those episodes at all. My favorite episode, though, which, I mean, it's literally, wait, I don't remember if this is the second episode or the third episode, but Volcano is definitely my favorite episode. Well, definitely, I don't know if it's definitely my favorite episode, but I'd say it's really up there, to the point where I just have to mention it. Volcano, the boys go camping with Jimbo and Ned, and hilarity ensues. The scuttlebutt, or something, I don't know. I forgot, I don't know what his name is. The Scuzzle what? So, that episode just had so many great moments and so many great jokes. And also, I like to say that Randy comes out in that episode, but they literally, never say in the entire episode that he Stan's father, which I thought was really weird, but I guess they haven't really fully fleshed out that character point yet. They just made him like the guy who worked at the seismic activity shelter thing, whatever, I don't even know. But yeah, that episode is absolutely hilarious. Anyways, I will have to conclude this episode by giving it a final rating. The final rating will have to be 7.5. Yeah, so it's not super duper high, but it's not super duper low. The season was decently great, but I am fully aware that the seasons get better as it goes on. Just like The Simpsons, the first 3 seasons weren't amazing, but then they got better. And South Park, the first 4 seasons weren't amazing, but then they got better. And with SpongeBob, it was kind of the opposite. The first 3 or 4 seasons were amazing, and then it just got worse and worse and worse, and now we're with this weird, really vibrant glob of whatever. Anyways, I just like to say that this season is really good, and it's definitely worth a watch. There were some great moments, but still, there was so many great moments and so many iconic moments that I loved, that it really deserves to be watched. And I mean, I guess the only reason people buy it now or buy any DVDs or watch any of the episodes is because they're classics and not because they're particularly amazing. But that still doesn't really discredit the humor and the work that went into it. So yeah, congratulations, Trey and Matt. I really like the season, and I'll be here again with the second season. I'm already 2 discs in, 3. I just need to do the third one. Yeah. Anyways, goodbye, guys.